that media literacy has two sides to it, at least. One side is literacy around the device itself that you are using, but the other side is literacy around the content. Sometimes we over-focus on the content and forget the need for being literate in the device as well. And sometimes we put too much weight on the device, forgetting that you can have a lot of device literacy and not know what to do with content on that device or on that platform.
In March 2020, we held the first Media and Information Literacy Conference in Uganda, and it had a theme, critically navigating a rapidly changing information age. I should say it was very exciting to do this conference after a very long time that we've been anticipating to do it. And also at the time, the timing was really perfect because, as we can all see, or as we all know, information and the way people consume information is changing every now and then. And for us to be able to hold this meal conference at such a time when there's also things like disinformation, fake news, it was really like groundbreaking for the audience in Uganda to come to discuss issues to do with media and information literacy.
It was timely, informative, and extremely necessary.
For the very first time here in Uganda, in the East African region, probably, citizens and various stakeholders working around media and information space came together to exchange notes, to exchange best practice on how citizens can effectively enjoy their communication and information-related rights.
This meeting gave us a great opportunity to get to know how to work with gadgets, what we use them for, how to relate with the different happenings around us, and understanding the content on social media platforms.
I found the meal conference enlightening.
We need to first technically understand, for example, how these gadgets operate. Now, beyond the technical know-how of how they operate, there's a very critical issue of responsibility. How do we responsibly operate these gadgets? And the conference was, it clearly came out of the conference. These gadgets can be abused, or they can be tools of development, can be tools of democracy, they can be tools of empowerment for people to participate in public life, in their governance.
It's a community media project where we identify and partner with young people who are ardent listeners of radio stations. We give them media and information literacy skills, and they use these skills to become community reporters.
Media literacy is very important in the struggle, not just for human rights, but for democracy.
The meal has to grow also to cover urban youth who are increasingly relating to social media, to television, to the internet, and understanding and interpreting and evaluating that information to make it useful for them to contribute in given development strategies or contexts.
Media and information literacy skills are key to people being able to participate, especially in their own development and even the way they make choices every other day. We saw the best practices around Africa, around the world. We saw that media and information literacy was very important for our children who are spending enormous amounts of time on their devices each and every day. They're there either studying, they're there searching for information, they're there in search of entertainment. But while they do that, there are also a number of risks that they come across online. And this is why they will need to understand the kind of information that they come across each and every day, so that they can be able to tell what is right from what is wrong.
The status is bad. People do not know anything about, the media platforms around them. Many of the people watching TVs, listening to radio, on social media platforms do not even verify the information that is sent to them. People cannot sit on TV and look at an advert and between the lines tell that this is not good for my own consumption. We consume whatever is brought our way. Children consume adverts that whoever is advertising thinks they should send to them. We do not know how to work with the different things around us.
So our children are being targeted by a host of bad characters online, whether it's pedophilia, whether it's people who are traffickers, human trafficking. All these crimes are happening online, and our children may not have the ability to quickly see.
The exposure to uncensored and unguarded and unguided media or information is dangerous not only to the children, but to anybody. There's certain things which you're not supposed to know, like for example, the state secrets. They're not supposed to be leaked, just like because it can cause deaths of so many people. It can cause war.
But the other danger is that I see is clickbait advertising. So all these adverts on a host of issues that are targeting our children, and the children don't have the ability to see that this is an advert. They think this is real. Clickbait advertising, disinformation that is saturating, that malinformation that is available online, that is all targeting our children. All these are dangers that I see.
It's a going concern that we need to actually further understand and be able to work with stakeholders to integrate it in our curriculum.
My recommendation to Africa, especially our governments and other development partners, would be that let's embrace MIL, because MIL is very critical in empowering citizens so that they are able to tell their own stories.
So the recommendation is that our governments ought to work on media and information literacy policy for academic institutions especially.
We would like to see if something happens to the media or media practitioners, the journalists come and defend the media practitioner, because ultimately they know that that affects their own freedoms. So media literacy is very critical.
And it is only through this kind of engagement where we come together, exchange notes, best practice, that we are better placed to harvest different narratives out there that are not only imposed on citizens, but where citizens themselves have been active creators.
It should become a culture of seeking, providing, and enjoying knowledge.
Some people who know about media, they have half the story, okay? People know that you can put your whatever you want to say. In government, people know that you need the media to pass on the message. Do they appreciate that you need the media to receive feedback? Do they appreciate that you need the media to give accountability?
The conversations that we had during the MIL conference, it was well out there that this is something that we need to do year in, year out. So we had, of course, things to do with the regional MIL meeting that also happened, and we're trying to look at forming the Media and Information Literacy Africa chapter. And in this meeting, it was clear that we needed to put media and information literacy on the agenda. And that means not stopping now, but devising strategies through which we can uplift other communities, all other countries to be able to embrace media and information literacy.
Media is here with us. They should make good use of it. It should be effective. Let's create content that matters to the audiences. Let's, you know, reduce the problem of misinformation out there by creating relevant media.